speaking pow 가져와 I want more pain I don't know pain 남인을 막내로 도 맘대로 flow 타고 roll 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 whoa 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 break it friend going oh yeah I'm picky tricky make it freaky yeah 거저먹어
Hi, welcome to another episode of Understand Nation. We have our three is here. Oh, we're gonna edit it out.
Oh, I hate you.
You're just gonna make him edit that?
No, what he can do is put a bleep over it. So
Yeah.
I
So
want that.
basically, what Jihyun just said is that we're very nice people.
We're very nice people who like to roast Aura on a daily basis.
Yes.
So
The old man.
now that we're off to a fun start to our episode, I gotta say, like this week is yet another phenomenal week of releases.
Oh
It
yeah,
is.
for sure.
And like, if anything, I want to say like the theme of this week, the theme of this past couple weeks since we started this new year, has just been like a lot of soul. You know, like a lot of especially when you consider like the tragedies of last year, we're getting like all this like wonderful like feel good type of music, or very touching music, and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
So
me too.
you're definitely going to see that in our lineup that we're going to talk about today. And you know, without taking too much longer, let's start off with Taeyeon's "Dear Me."
Oh,
My goodness. So Taeyeon's "Dear Me." If you listen to the lyrics, you can definitely tell what the song is about. You know, alluding to last year. I mean, and not just last year. I mean, the past few years for Taeyeon. You know, her battles with her own personal bouts of depression. You know, she lost Sully, she lost Jungkook, and you know, this is definitely like a song that you listen to when you want to try and pep yourself up. When you're trying to encourage yourself, like, you know, let's just get through today. Let's get through tomorrow. Let's get through, you know, life.
Just a quick correction. I think you mean Junghyun.
Oh, Junghyun. Yeah, I'm sorry. So
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
wait a second. Something
Yeah,
something
I
in
was
that sentence does not sound right.
Wait, he's still alive. So
Yeah.
thank goodness. Please stay alive for a long time.
But no, but when I was listening to this song, this was very much of a journey song from not just like, again, not just last year and not just a battle with like mental illness and whatnot, but I think I felt more it was a journey throughout everything that she's gone through, like,
I mean, all the hardships of life.
right, especially being the leader of SNSD, being part of Girls' Generation, being part of the second generation's Nation's girl group. That's a lot of pressure, being Nation's girl group. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I mean,
is.
especially after coming after SDS from first generation,
Right.
you know, taking on that mantle. So yeah,
so it's, and being the leader, that is so much pressure. Like, I don't care who you are, but like, being a leader takes a lot of work, takes a lot of effort, and not everybody can be a leader. And Taeyeon, she does it in strides. She is such a powerful woman that it adds so much more meaning to this song because of like, we've seen her experiences, probably not everything, but we've seen what she's shown the public, and
Right.
Yeah.
that's really amazing. But
yeah,
the behind the scenes takes so much effort, and what she's done, what SNSD has done, what any other leader of the industry has done, it's really phenomenal. And how she describes it, all the effort that this song kind of provides, and not just the song itself but the imagery itself, shows and strides how much effort and how much it's changed the industry with every new generation.
yeah. So talked about the music too, and we'll get back to the music video. The song. So if you guys had seen our one of our previous episodes from last year where we talked about Taeyeon's voice, I didn't like it so much because of how much her voice had blended into the musical accompaniment. And when I say blending, I mean I don't mean like blend and harmonizing. I meant like where it was kind of like where you couldn't tell if that's her voice you're listening to or like the guitar chords that you're listening to, right? Because of so with this song, we didn't have that problem. You could they did blend in together, but you could still make out like, okay, yeah, this is definitely her voice and this is definitely the musical accompaniment. And for me, it made it easier to like connect with her with her singing, with her emotions, going back to everything that Aura just talked about. With everything that she went through, it was so much easier to like really connect it and feel all of that. I love that. The musical accompaniment was. Thank you, person. So, at this point, I just lost my my momentum there. So, Nick, could you please take it on?
Sure, I'll take it from here. So, starting at the opening, we get this very clean, well-played acoustic guitar, and that's a real acoustic guitar.
Which, by the way, can I just like say like I've been on like this huge binging on like acoustic guitar like performances. So please continue.
Yeah, and absolutely. I mean, using a real acoustic guitar here is a very interesting choice. But when you pair it with the real drums and the actually, it's a synthesized violin. So it's not actually a real violin.
Because you didn't get like a lot of that reverb. Well, a lot of times they also like to take out the reverb and whatnot in post production. So
that violin part inside of there is it's a synthesized violin. It's not a played violin. And the only reason I really know that is because I play stringed instruments, but. As well as like the cello and everything else, all the stringed instruments inside of there, aside from the guitar, are synthesized, but it creates this kind of an atmosphere where it's very like it's a very like floaty atmosphere.
Yeah, because that's something that you can't capture with synthesized instruments. That kind of atmospheric. The reverb, all that.
The beauty of them synthesizing the lower instruments here, like the cello, and even when the violin is playing lower strings, is because you don't get the bass inside of that.
Exactly, because it'll overpower her vocals.
It overpowers her vocals, but also it weighs down the
music. Is the song itself. Yeah. So, man, you stole my next point I was gonna make with that. So
yep.
Cool.
So if you look at like the bass that's used in here. There's not really a whole lot, and actually, the bass that you're hearing, that is not the acoustic guitar, is actually they took a high pitched saw and just tuned it way down. And the point of that is because it does the exact same thing. It doesn't weigh down the song, but it gives the song a little more forward momentum.
Okay.
So, and so that's beautiful inside of itself. Also, a couple things I noticed. They actually, inside of the bridge, they speed up. Normally a bridge is very, very, very famous for slowing down the pace of the song.
Slowing down, kind of break up the pace.
Right.
By speeding it up, it is breaking up the pace in a different way, but...
So, for ballads, it's very normal for ballads to speed up inside of the bridge. And that's because you can't really get much slower than a ballad.
Right.
I mean, you can, but it doesn't really just sound right. But because a ballad always sounds like a breath of fresh air, giving a speed up inside of like a very light song like this, gives it a little more weight, and then they release that by going into, the next verse or chorus. In this case, they go into the chorus, but and so that was really, really well done in my opinion.
Yeah. With a lot of Taeyeon's music, right? You guys know, like, I don't really care a lot about her previous songs, like that she's released before or the past few years. Spark, I thought I did like. I mean, it wasn't like my favorite, but it was a song that I liked. But this one, I really, really loved it. So, this is just another reason why I'm excited for this.
Right.
In my personal opinion, it's not my favorite from her. I think it would be. I like songs that have a lot of weight to them. I mean, think about Taeyeon's voice. I mean, I remember you talking about it earlier, right?
Yeah.
It has a ton of weight to the song. It feels more than like you're in the clouds. It feels like you're pushing a truck.
Yeah. So like we're so here like we're definitely like different on our taste, like especially when it comes to like Taeyeon, because like you loved voice. That was set to be like your song of the year.
Yeah.
I didn't like it at all. So yeah.
Like I like songs that have a ton of weight to them. I like songs that you feel like they are pushing the song along, rather than the song is just kind of floating by.
Yeah, so
and that's
that question.
There's zero music theory like knowledge to that. It's all personal preference.
Right. Yeah, and so my question is for Aura, what did you feel as you were listening to the song?
Me, it very much reminded me of. It made me reminisce a lot about everything I've gone through. Just because. I mean, obviously, I'm not a musical artist or nothing like that, but it definitely helps encourage you if you've been through hard times, if you've gone through like tough times, at least in my view, to do your best to keep going. It helps remind you of the tough times of your journey and what that journey has kind of built you up to as a person. So for me, it's very much of, because I very much, when it comes to music, I very much see it differently than the both of you, because my interest in music, especially ones that have music videos, is how does the music tie in visually to the music video? That's why.
But see, I think it should be the other way around though, because it's a music video and not a video with background music.
For me,
yeah, but he sees it from a film perspective.
Right.
Yeah.
So if it was a pure song, I can definitely like go. I listen to it in a different way than I would to a song with a music video.
And one of our other songs today will be covering that because there is no MV with it.
Right. So when it comes to a song like this, the imagery and the music have to go very well together, which is why I really do love this song, is because how the imagery, how the song goes, very much go hand in hand together, and that's not easy to do. There's very much a lot of meaning for every part, and each part that it means definitely goes very well with where the song is paced. The song paces very well with the video.
Yeah, I guess that's so, like, because for myself, I have like such a different opinion of music videos. Like, I always see music videos as like being secondary to the song, especially since like when it comes to like when you hear it on the radio or whatever, you're not gonna see video.
Right.
When they perform it on stage, that's not a music
Right.
video. So yeah, I've always placed like music videos as like of secondary importance for that. So that's always placed my opinion greater on the song itself.
For me, they are placed on equal grounds because, in my view, if there is a music video, I will watch it as a whole, not as two separate parts. They are as one. That's
for me, it's
it.
almost exclusively music.
Right.
Like I don't focus on the MV whatsoever. The MV could be like one of the best MVs in K-pop, and I still don't. It won't affect my opinion at all.
Yeah.
Same, because like a lot of times, in fact, I've noticed too, like since the start of this year, a lot of these music videos I've been watching, I've been tuning out the video because like I just get so engrossed into the music. Because like the video should definitely help provide context to the music, but they're doing such, like, the industry in general, I feel like is doing such a good job at having like interpretive clarity in the songs.
I mean, don't get me wrong, like some music can be absolutely amazing and the videos can be absolutely terrible, I can definitely see that.
Which we had a lot of those last year too.
But
There were a lot of them.
but that will definitely influence my interest in this song. That has a huge influence on me.
It's always weird. Like it's like Aura and Nick on one spectrum, and I'm always like somewhere in between.
Right.
I feel like I think there's only like a few issues where I'm like totally like on the same page as like Aura, or I'm totally on the same page as Nick. So it's interesting. I love it.
Yeah.
So hopefully for you folks, that kind of helps give you context into like whether or not you'll really love the song, because like between the three of us, we provide a different range of interest. So
Like Nick, for example, he separates the two very clearly, while with you, Jihoon, you very much have you do keep it separate in a way, but it has a little bit of a blend in it somewhere. But mine has to be complete. It's the complete package. It has to be the complete package.
Yeah, you're 50-50.
yeah. So in any case, I think we all can agree that it is a good song.
It is.
And for me, I believe it's probably like my favorite song from her. Not so much for Nick, or still love the whole set. So interesting. Oh, and as always, we recommend you check it out. So, are we ready to move it on a bit? Because we spent quite a bit of time already on that.
I think we are.
Piece alone. So, this next one, I'm gonna have to admit, like I almost cried as I was watching it, and I was not ready for that. So, Eian's Rainy Day. No. Thank you, Nick, for introducing this song to us, because I loved it. So, Eian's Rainy Day. He's a male soloist. I've never heard of him before. This is the first I've ever heard of him.
I believe this is his first album, if I'm correct.
So his first album?
Okay.
Yeah, it's a single album, but yeah.
And so this song is definitely a homage to his parents.
Yeah.
The lyrics are so beautiful.
I don't
like-
know what the lyrics are, but it was still very beautiful listening.
But you can kind of tell from
the imagery,
the emotions put the imagery and the emotions put into his voice, set to the imagery. Because I mean, like the nostalgia going from from his childhood with his spending time with his parents. The photos are it's just so beautiful, and the longing for the parents, kind of, or the longing for kind of the era, right?
So his music dates back to about early 2019, from what I can find.
Okay. So he's
got quite a few MVs.
Okay.
So he's still.
He had
a rookie
4
status?
MVs last year.
Okay.
3 MVs.
Wow. Wait, so his earliest works goes back to 2019, but he had 4 music videos released last year?
3 or 4, yeah. From what I can understand, there's 3 or 4, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, he may have had some stuff released before, just never had any music videos for them before. So,
yeah.
In any case, I'm wanting to get caught up on this guy. This song, Nick, let's kind of go into the magic of the song. Like,
so this song,
put some words to this beauty.
Oh man, there's so much. First off, a real piano.
That's like that is like kind of like the cheat code to like getting into me and Nick's hearts. Like, cause like I love like you Nick, I love real piano, acoustic piano, right? Not synth. Same with violin, same with guitar. So, and string, pretty much anything with a string.
This is when I say a real piano, I don't mean a keyboard.
Yeah,
I don't
like
mean
a real string.
They
piano.
Straight up strung a piano for this.
Yeah.
And it's really difficult to record a piano.
Which you've said before.
You have to get a mic or two in the correct spots. It's got to be really
otherwise
well balanced.
It's be too boomy.
Yeah. Otherwise, and you can't put it I see a lot of people putting microphones near the hammers, and that's just not a good idea.
Oh, because it would definitely be too boomy.
Yeah. So. I think I've also talked about it before, but I want to see an MV where they put the microphone actually under the piano.
I think
because that is a unique spot.
Was it when we talked about IU, or I feel like that's when we talked about IU?
Probably.
No. It was
They didn't put the microphone under the piano. I know which MV you're talking about.
Oh,
They-
yeah.
They didn't put the microphone under the
Yeah.
piano, but they put it in a really boomy spot.
Right.
Yeah.
But it worked in that they did it purposely there. If they did it the same way here, it wouldn't sound good.
Yeah. So I'm not trying to get too technical into like the sound at like acoustic properties
Right.
here. So
But I
this
do
song
wish
is
a
so
little bit that they
beautiful.
used a little bit of a softer snare in this song, because the snare seemed to really overpower the rest of the music. This is
Yeah.
It's interesting, this song, because it is. You remember how I talked about Taeyeon being a very floaty song? They use very floaty instruments in this, but it's got a weight to it, and that is added by his voice.
yes.
His voice
His-
being
his
so
voice.
airy and using so
Yeah.
much air inside of his voice gives it that weight. Because
Yeah, so
need to
you
support
took
it with a
exactly what I was
strong
going to bring
bass
up later. So so good. I love that.
line. Yeah, we're on the
Oh.
same page today.
I know it's so weird, dude. Like
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, usually we're not like this on the same page, but
yeah. But just wait till we get to talk about BTS later on.
yeah, that'll be fun.
Oh, it's gonna be really fun. I love it.
But I also think his voice type is very interesting because it's, it's not indie, that indie type that you hear a lot, but it's not like that whisper type that you hear either.
Yeah.
It's like a
Right.
very in between.
Yeah, and just the way his emotions, right? I say this all the time, the way the artist paints the vocals, like, or the lyrics with their emotions, is so important to me.
It
Right?
really
It's so
is.
important for that emotional engagement. And this, again, like I said earlier, I almost cried listening to this song because it is very, very emotionally engaging, and especially with the lyrics. The lyrics are just so beautiful.
It really, yeah.
You know?
I 100% agree. He definitely did a great job of portraying the feelings that he has.
Yeah, like the longing to going back to that point in time when he felt most secure.
Yep.
And the security being provided by his parents.
Yep.
The security of just that he would feel just from hearing, reminiscing about their voices. Even for the times when he was a fool, his parents, kept him on the straight and narrow. Like, definitely, like for us being adults, it's stuff that we can all, like, what's it called? Associate with,
Yeah.
It's something it's something that I believe that while we're young, we do take for granted sometimes.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yes.
Um,
Absolutely.
like this song definitely shows the appreciation that for something that any of us, even as adults right now, take for granted. Like sometimes we're too busy with school, sometimes we're too busy with work to even go see our parents, or we've got stuff to do with our friends or something. But when it comes to the end, it's our parents still have our backs. Our parents are still show their love in whatever way they can, and that's very much
Yeah.
shown throughout this music video, especially like with the whole what was it in the beginning was like baby photos and whatnot. When we're when humans are at our weakest, basically, is when our parents are with us the most. We're squishy like little thingies.
Yeah.
We're squishy little things, but it's
Yeah.
the parents' love that allows us to grow into better people, into the people we are, and it's shown through the visuals. It's shown through the vocals,
Yep.
I'm assuming the lyrics that you guys can definitely translate for yourself, but it's got so much depth, and even using the piano, there's definitely a reason why he used the certain instruments. It's because they convey a certain emotion when they're played.
And piano is so good at that. Absolutely. Yeah. So, Aura, you got anything else that you want to tack onto that? And before you take us into our next one?
No.
All right. Go ahead, take it away, dude.
So, Hara had released a song called Hello a couple of months back, but her Japanese label, I can't remember the label anymore.
Was it Avex Tracks?
No, it was not Avex.
Sony?
Login.
Yeah, it's Login.
Okay.
Her Japanese label Login has just recently this week released her last music video, Hello, and it is a very emotional song for various reasons.
Speaking of emotional, this is our part of the episode where for our try not to cry challenge. So
Yep.
Oh no! So I straight cried for a good hour after listening to this. No joke, I straight cried.
And especially since this is like her last music video, and it's titled Hello.
Yeah.
So that really got me because if anyone has learned any bit of the Korean language as well, especially since like Hara is Korean. Hello and goodbye are the same thing.
Annyeong.
Annyeong.
Like, the shortened phrase, you say onion to someone who you're familiar with. You wouldn't say that to like older person.
And so, like that really I was like, wow.
Double meaning.
Yeah. But also, so the music video and like listening to it and everything, I didn't cry. It was the comments that got me. If you go through and read the comments, it's everyone like reminiscing and stuff like that.
I stayed away from the comments just for that reason.
I couldn't go to the comments, dude.
The comments, I made it's not a mistake to go to the comments. I will never regret going to the comments, but I did trip up and go to the comments, and that's where I got real. I was like, oh wow. Because I mean, obviously you have people that have been talking about watching like Kata since debut and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
it hits hard. It
does.
Yeah,
and for this, in this part of today's episode, I can't really say a whole lot on the technicalities of the music and the video itself, because everything is just straight up emotion, right? The emotional association for all the events of last year and her career leading up to last year. So I really can't give much of an analysis at all today on that piece.
Yeah,
for me, it's definitely, so if I was to do a short analysis, I'd say yes, it had an emotional weight, and for very good reason, with everything that's happened, because she should have been in Japan when this happened, probably recording this for a while.
She was in Japan at the time.
So, but the choice to do it in black and white, the choice to be in one spot, the choices that she definitely made for this song very much fits well. And how, if I remember right, at the end it was going from black and white to color, if I remember correctly. And it's very much shining a light to hopefully for something better the next day. And that's very definite with the whole Hello thing. And I think that was very well done.
Yeah.
If this wasn't released, I probably couldn't have appreciated this song as much as I do now, because of when it was released, because of what's happened. But with what's happened and everything that's gone on, I definitely appreciate this music video so much more. But before we get emotional and before you start seeing me cry on camera, should we move on to the next thing? Or do you guys?
Yeah, because this next one is going to take us to a different realm of emotions. So,
all right,
folks, go ahead and get your tea ready.
I got my tea ready. June knows I got my tea ready.
Oh yes, Nick's always got tea. So.
I got tea.
My tea's so far.
BTS has dropped another song, And this one they didn't have a music video for. Instead they released an art film for it.
I don't.
Which-
Well, because I think they are going to have a music video for another song later.
Well, you know, at this point, they can just do without the music video because the art film was really good too.
Oh yeah,
It was.
It was really, really good. And Aura, well, it has to do with interpretive dance again, so you'll probably have to struggle on that as well.
yeah. You're asking someone who is not as familiar with interpretive.
So, song-wise, you know, if I didn't watch the art film to go with it, I think musically I would probably agree a lot with Nick on this. You know, like I think that I would, but because I watched that art film along with it, I think that really painted like my opinions on the song because I love the song. Yeah, I love the video. So, Nick, let's just go ahead and take the gloves off.
Can I preface this with armies? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This song, I'm gonna be a little bit brutal. This song musically was a train wreck. This
In what way?
song it's I don't even know how to put it. The instrumentation was mixed poorly. In that they put the artist too far forward. It seemed like the artist and the accompaniment was two different songs. It wasn't connected.
So for that, like, I agree on them being on the, because like especially with the style of the musical accompaniment, but the style of the vocals, because they are very different.
They're completely different styles.
But I think that's one of the reasons why I loved it, because it's two completely different styles, but they somehow blend it all together. It's unorthodox, but just because something is unorthodox doesn't make it bad.
It was okay. Like the vocals were fine until the rappers came in, and then there was zero disconnection. No,
I don't know. I thought the rappers helped it come alive.
From a musical standpoint, there was zero connection, especially because you have these soft vocals, but you have these very synthesized voices of the rappers. It doesn't work well, and those are two different styles. One is like trying to rap to a techno beat while there is a classical piece playing in the background. It just doesn't work.
But I think that's what helped make the song come alive, because it is so different, and like because that was the very, as I was listening to it, like the auto tuning, I was like, wow, that's so unique. Like it caught me off guard, but I ended up liking it because normally I would hate it. Like if you were to tell me, right, just explain this song to me, like last year, right, or before even watching this, I'll be like, what the heck is that? I'm gonna hate it.
Wow. This is definitely gonna be different. Because I definitely listened to the song before I watched the interpretive dance. I didn't even know there was an interpretive dance. I like this song.
Wow.
You guys
so
are
me
off
and
your
Aura,
rockers.
that's so weird. Me and Aura on the same page for liking a song, and not
Yeah.
Nick.
You guys are off your rockers.
So let me put this for okay. Because again, I had to listen. I didn't have anything to base it on visually. I do like this song, but probably for very different reasons. It wasn't something. So I really do enjoy the whole background music, the choice of instruments. It's something different. It very much the instrumentations very much reminded me of really old Chinese films and opera music. For at least in my thoughts, they use. I don't know what instruments they use. It's
Like you've really lost me. Like, was music really that different back during the Qin Dynasty?
You know what? I hate you. I hate you. I hate you so much.
I'm sorry. No, it's just that because I really don't understand the connection there.
It very much reminded me of opera music for some reason. Easy.
Okay, I can see that.
Easiest to say, it's Chinese opera music is the best way I can put it. And
I mean, because like the musical accompaniment, right, is definitely well set up for an opera stage play.
right, and
yeah, okay, I see that.
So that's the easiest I can put it, and
which probably is why it works so well with the dance,
right,
the
right.
interpretive dance.
Opera, I feel like opera music very much works well with interpretive dance, and when you add the musical styles of like all the BTS members, it's the meld between like opera and like the modern like music that I found so interesting. Like, it's my intrigue in the music that makes me like it.
Okay.
It's not whether it's good or bad, it's the intrigue. It makes me want to go, okay, where can they take this if they continue to develop this?
Okay.
That's what.
So then my question.
That's what.
I have a question for Nick. Have you ever listened to like any hip hop songs, like American hip hop songs that sampled some classical music or classical style music, like with that set to the background? And did you enjoy those songs or did you hate them?
It's really like a 50-50 split. It depends on a lot of things. How much autotune is used. It depends on especially the style of rap, for example, or the beat. Because if you're fusing the classical sampled classical pieces, but it's a shorter sample, it's pretty alright. Like, you're not using it for the hook. Maybe you're just using it for the chorus or something, or even just the bridge. It's fine.
Because I've heard some before, and one of them was like really old too. Like, I discovered it like
1700s.
maybe a few years ago. No, not that old. Well, they didn't have hip hop during that time, did they?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. I wasn't around for it. You have to ask Hara.
Oh. So anyway, but it's a very 50-50, and because it's hit or miss, it's very hard to pull off. Here, I don't think BTS pulled it off correctly.
Well, for that, I'm gonna disagree, because I thought that with the musical accompaniment and set to the vocals, it created like a lot of it created like an interesting thrash, and normally you don't want that kind of thrash in a song, but I think the thrash is what helped the song come alive, especially with it comes to evoking the emotions of what they're singing about. So.
Songs in K-pop thrash around actually a lot more than they should. Especially,
I think that's one of the reasons why I love K-pop so much, because American music doesn't at all. Well, I won't say at all, because I've been so off of American music for a while.
I would say the song wouldn't sound as much of a train wreck. I haven't listened to the audio alone, but if it is in the track, it's going to be a mess. That instrumentation portion where they're not singing, but they're kind of using it as a bridge, where they switch key and scale at the same time. If that's, do you guys know if that's actually in the song?
It's not
in the music or in the art film.
Okay.
In the art film, I think they supplanted that with it's that part where the guy who's portraying the swan, where he runs across away from them, and they're chasing after him.
Yeah, that's not part of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
provided that's not part of the song, I think I like the song a little bit more. But that just
yeah, so
that's a wreck.
So in the art film itself is about 5.5 minutes long. The actual song itself is about 3.5 to maybe 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So they definitely extended the song to fit those parts.
So I basically heard a different version of the song from you because I actually didn't listen to the song before. I listened to it through the art film. So you and I we're probably talking about two different songs at this point.
Well, no, so I did.
I mean, it's still the same song, but the extended. I get what you're saying, but I mean, it creates a very distinct, a very drastic change.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
So because I did watch both of them, but I listened to
Right.
the song first.
Yeah.
And
so it's no, this is not. This is like Armies, I'm so sorry, but if I had a biggest flop list, this would probably be number 1.
Don't worry, Armies, I got your back.
I am so sorry. Don't come after me, please. But
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. Or and I
It's-
will beat him up afterwards after we're done recording.
and honestly, if you like the song, more on you, right?
Right.
But it's not for me. As someone that specifically goes to analyze chords in music theory, it's a train wreck because the chords don't connect. They're not in alignment. They're in different keys. It's a mess. It's everything
See,
you're
and
not
that's-
supposed to do in a song.
And that's another part where you and I differ, just like how Aura and I differs on like music video value and whatever. You and I, we differ on what we're looking for in the music, because I'm definitely looking for emotional attachment, emotional engagement, and atmosphere.
And I mean, if I was looking for that, I'm sure I'd like this song too.
Yeah.
But I'm looking more at the analytics of the actual music rather than looking at the feeling of the music. I can look at the feeling, like obviously I just talked about it earlier. I looked at the feeling of the music, but I'm more looking at what invokes that feeling, you know?
Right.
Right.
And
so with the
unfortunately, there's
analytics,
just not really a connection here.
I like to have. That's why I like having you around too, because with the music theory side, it really helps explain to me why I like those certain aspects of the songs, why they're so atmospheric to me. So it's great. Even though we disagree, I love having you guys, having us together talk about this kind of stuff. So we spent a lot of time talking about the music. Let's talk a little bit about the art film itself. So I mentioned it. I can't remember which episode, which music video it was.
Way
It was
back.
one of Amber Lou's. It was one of Amber Lou's music videos. I normally don't like modern dance,
Same.
interpretive dance. Like because it's so
You can interpret it in so many different ways.
and it's because it's so what's the word I'm looking for? So it's kind of like the difference between poetry and prose, where in poetry, right, they kind of talk around the subject, right, in a way to kind of like lead you to what you're talking about, and you may not ever understand it at all. I don't understand a lot of poetry, and a lot of music lyrics are the same way too. Those music lyrics I have a hard time like understanding because they're just so kind of like going around it, right, versus being direct about what you're talking about. So with interpretive dance, it's a lot of the same, right? It's the difference between poetry and prose. Where it's just like, how am I like I don't understand what you're dancing about. But with this song, I'm not sure it's because like they dummied it down for like your mainstream audience, or the music is really helping you understand what you're talking about, because I thought it was very beautiful.
So,
the story that they're telling, the emotions that they're evoking.
yeah. So, visually it was very well done. I don't think that they dummied it down, but because there was such a larger story to it, they definitely altered a little bit, just so it can fit to better tell the story. And
Right.
I think that might be why you like the song more than Nick, is because there is that story. There is that, because there's a certain, how should I say, kind of je ne sais quoi in how it can be interpreted, and it's definitely in a very direct way, but
It's very direct. Well, not very direct, but I say more direct than other
interpretive dance. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Because like they're fighting in the performance, right?
Yeah.
You can see them like trying to hold him back.
Right.
But he's breaking free, and then at the end he's flying.
Yeah.
Because he. spreads his wings, and then
it's there are always still different ways you can interpret it, though. It very much depends on the person.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this, I mean, I because I listened to the song first before I even knew about this interpretive dance, I already had a disconnect, and for me, I didn't like that my emotional disconnect from listening and viewing. That's for me. Again, I'm a whole kind of guy, but this, because I listened to the song first and already created an emotion, I already had a disconnect between the video. So I can understand where it is coming from, and that there is a certain message. I just don't see the message anymore because of that disconnect.
Well, I mean, so like with the title Black Swan, I mean,
It's
you're familiar with the story, right?
I'm familiar. I don't remember it just because it's been a few years. I remember building like a stage show for that for like high school or whatever.
Right. So I mean, this is very much like this is BTS interpretation of that story. Yeah.
So
I thought it was very well done.
Yeah.
You say there's a music video coming out for it, like an actual music
no,
video?
not for this. There's a music video for probably a music video for one of their other songs, like Shadow, I believe it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh then.
Yeah, this is just one of those songs that have been released, and there's probably another music video coming up. So, well, it might be a song that we may agree or disagree. Probably disagree because it's us. We're all gonna straight up disagree about something.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, that was a much more civilized discussion than I thought it would turn out. I thought it was gonna be a lot more bloodbath. So.
I'm gonna have the bloodbath later.
Yeah.
Because armies are gonna see this.
It'd be like,
it's over.
Oh no, he didn't.
No. But how about Nick? You introduce the next song before we start talking around in circles.
All right. So the next song was released on the 15th, and currently has 1.6 thousand views. It is
needs more views.
It is. It does. It really does. It's FreeXKid She Ja.
Bro, so tell me about what you guys saw on camera as I was listening to it.
Where you were jamming.
Bro, I was jamming so hard to it. I loved it.
You were straight up jamming.
It's a banger of a song. All right, like compared to like this whole lineup of songs, everything is very soulful.
And then there's this.
And then there's this. So, and you know what, man? I loved it. So, I loved it. The music video is alright,
even that, it's still a little R&B.
It is.
Especially in the chorus.
Right. Because I mean, hip hop, R&B, soul, funk, they're in the same family of genres. So.
So
Or I hated it. Move on.
Or I hated it. Yep.
Or just like anything above a tempo of 63 beats per minute.
Because you know how I said everything is. If I watch it, it's going to be as a whole.
I mean, the music video was a mess.
Yeah. So that kind of ruined the experience for me.
Like especially those scenes where it would go to like the background would go painted pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, what is that?
I hated the cuts. The camera angles just didn't fit the song. I didn't like it.
Man, I was too busy like headbanging to like really watch the music video anyway. So
I watched the music video, but yeah, I mean colors don't make sense anyway. So.
I couldn't. I wasn't a fan.
So
I really like the way they
disregard
played with the beat though.
The beat, so like man, like the playing around with the beat,
like where they cut it out, and then he was like, "Pum," and brought the beat back.
Like, that in conjunction with his vocal delivery,
yes,
like he's got so much like what other word you can use besides swag? Like like
he's super confident about his
he's
ability.
very confident, and like
He knows exactly what he's doing. He's like, yeah, I mean,
like dude, soloists have been doing so good these like since like last year, late 2018.
and I mean, I don't know how many songs this guy has out. I'm definitely
I've only seen one other.
afterwards.
There's only one other song that I've seen meet with him.
So if he's actually if he's actually only put out 2 songs, this level of confidence for his ability is insane.
Yeah, like
Because
he's
he's got the confidence of people that have debuted for 3 years
yes,
and have a solid fan base.
And even just the way his presence on camera too, like beside like other music video aspects aside, just that image that he puts out of himself on camera, it fits his vocal delivery.
Yeah,
He's good. This guy's good.
yeah, and he's so confident, it's insane.
Like I'm seriously this is
We
going on
stand.
my playlist. Yeah,
Stan.
hard. Like for me, it's hard. So besides Aura, so disregard Aura. You know,
Aura
forget
hates
that
K-pop.
guy. Yeah, like take us up on this and just watch.
I mean,
Like, check it out.
we've said, you should listen to these songs, make your own decision, because you're definitely not going to agree with all of us, because as you've seen these last few songs, we haven't agreed on all of them.
Bro, this has been like the most like flip-floppy episode so far
Right?
Yeah.
ever. I don't think we've ever disagreed this much on a single episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, usually it's just Aura disagreeing with everything. So,
Or
like,
just being wrong.
the fact
you know?
that you and Aura like are on the same page for once is really interesting.
It is very interesting,
And the fact that
we're
like
disagreeing
I'm
this
not
much,
on the same page, yeah.
yeah, it's weird.
So
So,
You know
yeah,
what, let's-
it's
let's-
very
let's-
weird that
let's
Aura
just
actually
move on.
likes K-pop.
Let's just move on
Yeah.
to the next song.
All right,
so-
well, I'll
so-
introduce the next song, I guess.
yeah.
So Aura can say he hates it. The next one is Insooni with Happy.
Yeah, so normally I would like to start off with like introducing who the artist is, but let's save that part for last. Let's talk about the actual song and the video itself, because who she is also very interesting to me, anyways. So
Okay.
this song is lots of soul,
Oh yeah.
lots of soul, and that's her trademark.
Yeah, it was really good, well done.
Yep. You know, she definitely evokes that image of like the old school R&B soul divas, like Aretha Franklin and whatnot. Or would probably know more because that's probably like one of his third or fourth favorite generations of music. So
Yes. Well, I also want to make a comment on the depth of the voice.
her vocal timbre.
It's so deep.
It's
Like,
one of the reasons why she got famous.
As I was listening, I was like, is this a male or a female?
Yeah, I know. I don't know if you saw my comment I dropped in there for like one of the commenters. So, actually, no, it wasn't to that comment. There was someone else who had asked about that, like, oh, he's so good, and then someone else commented like, it's a woman. So,
Yeah, because it is right in the timbre is like right inside of that. It could be a high male or it could be a low female.
Right.
And I was literally like, it took me until like I think the second or third chorus where I was like, oh yeah, that high note. Yeah, this is definitely a female.
yeah, and
I was
you know,
like, wow.
she doesn't showcase it in this song very much, but in some of her other songs, which she has a huge back catalog, she has a lot of power.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like she has very powerful lungs. Oh my god.
I mean, with this, I will say though, with this timbre and this really depth in her voice, it's not hard to get a lot of power. I'm sure, whenever she started singing, she was naturally powerful. I'm 100% convinced, because
Yes.
if you hear with like a lot of like high voices, a great example of a high voice with a high timbre is Hitomi from IZ*ONE.
Yes.
And-
She's a very good example of that.
And it's very, very hard for her to get a ton of power in her voice. And that's because she doesn't have that low timbre.
Right.
Or Nako, right? From the same group. It's very hard for them to get that ton of power. That's because they have a naturally high voice. But in the same group, Eunbi, right? Has a lower timbre, gets a ton of power inside of it.
Right.
Yes. Or
So-
Eugene.
or Yujin. So for Insooni, I'm 100% convinced that power is not a problem for her.
No, not at all. Not at all. And she's very good at again painting emotions into her vocals. She's had performances where audience, like a good portion of the audience, are in tears, like because she can evoke those kind of emotions. And this, so with it being titled Happy, I'm gonna lead us into the video.
Yep.
You see at the start of the video, people are just kind of like struggling with their daily lives. They're kind of just, and it kind of starts off on like a somewhat somber tone for the song, but the way it just picks up, it goes back to like what we were talking about with Taeyeon's Dear Me, or Hara's Hello, but it happens like the transition is so much more quicker and the time period is much more shorter for what the song is talking about. It's talking about your daily life. The music video was very pleasing too. It was very almost cute in a way. So I don't know, or what'd you think about that part?
I thought it was interesting because, again, with so much music videos coming out, it's a very interesting take when musical artists choose to, rather than use actual people for their music video or even themselves, to go with like imagery, like similar to Kim Jungkook using like sand and whatnot to paint his music video, or I know that there were a few other artists that use like cartoons, or how CL used claymation. It adds an interesting spin because you don't see that as often, other than in like for music videos in animation kind of thing.
Right.
And I think that adds a different level because, and also a lot more freedom, because when you're doing animation, when you're doing claymation, when you're using sand, you're able to do things your regular people cannot do, or you can get a certain setting that might not fit at during the time. Like maybe you want a sunny day in the middle of winter. You can't go out and go to the beach unless you want to be freezing in the middle of winter on a beach in a bathing suit, But when you do it for animation, you don't have to worry about that. So having the animation to evoke that freedom, I think is so, and she did it in such a good way, especially using certain colors to evoke those certain emotions. So I think she did really well in the choice, or at least maybe even the directors and the artists did too, because there's definitely a lot of people who were involved in this.
Yeah, and it's such a soulful song, soulful, happy video. Like, this is definitely something that, kind of like we were talking about in the last episode, Nick. At the end of the day, it was a hard day. You watch this video, and it just kind of helps make everything all right.
Yeah.
So I absolutely love that. So I want to talk a little bit about who she is. So compared to everybody else on our lineup, right? They're all like in their 20s, 30s. She's 62 years old.
Oh wow.
She originally debuted in 1972 with a group called He Sisters.
Okay.
It was a trio, and she actually made a lot of inroads in Korean society because she's actually half Korean, half African American. And especially during that era, she experienced a lot of hardships growing up.
They didn't accept
due to racism. Oh my goodness, and there's many interviews about her where she talked about those hardships, and she didn't have her father around. She actually met her father for the first time, I want to say like 6 or 7 years ago, where she went out and searched for him and met him. So actually maybe around 2011 or so, I can't remember. So she's definitely someone who's experienced a lot of hardships, but she overcame a lot of what society had against her. Debuted 1972. She debuted in 1972. She continued on a successful solo career throughout the 80s, the 90s, 2000s, and she's still releasing music today.
Yeah, and it's good.
And I love her. I love her. You know, her song. You know, this song is really good. My first exposure to her was actually, maybe like 2011 or so. I can't remember. So.
All right, Jihoon showing his age now.
Well, Aura, you know, grew up with her.
What?
Actually, no, wait. He's from before.
He's from before. Aura was like
way before.
Aura was like
then.
those are rookie numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, okay,
So-
just because I like Beethoven and whatnot, you know.
I mean, so do I, but
So yeah.
the difference is his age here, Aura. Come on.
Yeah. You know, Aura's so old, you could use his childhood diary as like, you know, the first history
Or it
book
could be my dad.
of China. So, that's definitely a highly recommended song for me. So, let's go ahead and take it into our last piece here. So, Twin Bees, You're Not Hando는 Gani. What's the English title for that again?
How can I love you?
Okay, so, this song threw me in for a loop because I already had my pick of the week decided, and then this just dropped on me. So I'm like, well, now what do I do?
Yeah, this song is really, really good.
Oh yeah,
Like, it's not a joke.
it is beautiful. It
is a very stereotypical ballad.
yeah.
It very
It is
much
very
is,
it is very stereotypical ballad,
but it feels like in the upper range of like quality of what a ballad should be.
yeah.
The MV that, at least the one that you posted, did not show her actually singing. It's an interview.
It's a well, no. So he posted another one with the full song.
Yeah, but that wasn't a music video. That was just the song.
No, that was a lyric video.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why they called it an MV.
Yeah.
I know, because
It's not. It's a Q&A. But
yeah.
It had the
looks
song
like
in the
there won't be
background.
An actual. It did. It
Yeah.
doesn't look like there will actually be like a full MV for the song as we think of an MV. It's but it's all right. This song is insane. I mean, everything from the chords to the instrumentation to the mixing to pretty much everything.
The
I can think of.
vocal delivery.
Her vocals, like
Yeah.
her emotional delivery, like you really get pulled into her world. Listen to the song.
Yeah,
Like-
it's actually crazy how well this was done. Also, I also want to note that I'm pretty sure every instrument I heard in here is real.
So
I think it's a completely acoustic song.
that's what I was thinking too, because again, the song was that helps give it that organic feel that kind of pulls
Yeah.
you really into that world.
Yeah. Now, when I say completely acoustic, that doesn't mean that there is zero synths in the song. Okay. So just a reference. There are still synths in the song. So people are like, I think I hear a synth. It's because you do. There are synths in the song. Just acoustically, the piano, the strings, guitar, bass guitar. It's all real.
Yeah. Like, I really don't have much more else to say about the song because
We could go on for days.
plus it would just sound like
talk.
a rehash of.
Oh yeah.
So, I will say, if there is a single song that you guys have to pick for our viewers to listen to out of these, what is going to be the song or MV of the week?
So
If the viewers could only listen to one.
So for me, right, a very, very close second is Insooni Happy. Like, I really, really do love the video and the song, but I think Twin Bees really kind of just edged it out with just the song itself. I think I'll have to go with that.
Okay. What about you, Aura?
I'm kind of curious what you guys are thinking I'm gonna pick.
I
Hara Hello.
think. Yeah, hello.
as much as I like that one, I really love Taeyeon's Dear Me.
That was my other pick. That was my second pick. Yeah. You're so predictable.
But yeah, you
well,
still
I
picked
might
my
throw
other
Jihoon
song.
for a loop in this one. Jihoon wants to talk about predictable, then guess mine.
Me.
I already have mine
Two.
decided. It's not.
No?
My song of the week, if you're gonna go listen to a single song in this, I want you guys to go listen to and watch FreeXKid.
See,
She Ja.
yeah, I just said that earlier too. Like that was like my second pick was either that or FreeXKids.
FreeXKid was my third pick for like Nick.
So very rarely do I ever like talk about how good an MV is and talk about how well it was produced aside from the music. But his charisma and ability to like just do everything that he's doing is insane. So I honestly, as much as I want to say go listen to 2MB, FreeXKid, he's so just confident in his abilities. So
Alright.
Wow.
So
This is the first time we picked 3 different songs in like a
so.
long time.
yeah, it's been a few months.
So go listen to
Well-
every single song that we talked about in this.
Every single
yeah.
one of the songs.
Yep,
All
every
this-
single one.
Like this is such a great week. Another great week. Another great week for
It is.
how many weeks in a row now? Months in a row.
Yeah.
4 or 5.
But
Yeah. So
let's
why don't we go ahead and move it on to the quick hits? Nick, take it away.
All right. Well, if anyone has been following news or stay on Twitter recently, you will know that there's been a lot of reports about Big Hit acquiring Pledis. Recently as January 12th, Big Hit officially responded to the reports saying that they were acquiring Pledis. On January 13th, a news outlet reported that Big Hit was in the process of doing it, and Big Hit responded with nothing has yet been decided, indicating that they are in talks. And so as far as that goes, it looks like Pledis is considering it, but nothing has been confirmed as of yet.
Yeah. So for that, I'm gonna throw in just a real quick 30-second rant about that.
Oh no, here we go. Everybody get your tea.
Yep. Pledis has shown historically that they suck at managing groups. All right. Look at After School. Look at Princeton. So I think if Big Hit does acquire Pledis, fire whoever's been in charge, put in some new people, and add some stability to the company because their artists deserve better.
Pledis can manage one group at a time is really more of what it is, because they're doing fine with 17.
Well, girl groups then. They suck at managing girl groups.
True facts. All right, I can't argue that one. I tried.
Yeah. So before we get too deep into the rant, Aura, go ahead and save us with your next piece.
Alright, so KCON has been, the dates at least have been announced. So far no artists yet have been announced, but so I'm gonna list off a few dates for us that we know. KCON Japan is going to be April 3rd to April 5th. KCON New York is going to be June 12th to 14th. KCON LA is August 27th to 30th. And KCON Thailand is September 26th to 27th. And I'm really hoping for a certain artist to be there. We all probably are.
As always.
As always.
Definitely going to bring light sticks everywhere.
There's gonna be light sticks actually everywhere.
Right?
Oh yeah.
When I remember when I went to KCON LA last year, there was light sticks just everywhere.
So like,
yeah, I
did you
mean
see,
everyone had a light stick.
Did you see anybody with like a belt with like all the different light sticks looped onto it?
So there, I went to the IZ*ONE fan meet,
Yeah.
and there was a guy that had literally every 12 IZ*ONE light sticks.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he had 12 IZ*ONE light sticks on a belt,
Okay, that sounds amazing.
and he had one for every member.
That man's a hero.
That is amazing.
And And on top of that, so when I was talking to him, and I was like, how do you get them off? He's like, oh, they don't come off. Like they are on there. So basically, to stop from people taking them, because he had one stolen like earlier when he set the belt down, of course. He basically has them on like clips, and he hot glued the clips so that way you can't take them off. And I was like, but how do you wave them? He's like, oh, I have a 13th. I was like, how many do you have in total? He's like, well, I brought 14, which was a pain to get through security. I bought 14 so that way I can wave them and also have my belt. I was like, yeah, how many do you have at home? He's like, I have another set of 12 sitting on my shelf at home. I'm like, bro, the man has 26 Eyes One Light sticks.
Well,
Sir, you are my hero.
Didn't you say one gets?
Yeah, so because one got stolen.
Yeah, so 25. He probably already has another one.
Yeah, don't be evil, people. Don't steal.
Yeah.
Don't steal.
Yeah. So, for our last piece, Taeyeon with her album topped the iTunes charts performance for female soloists in 24 different countries. Woo. That is a record. No one has done that yet.
Insane.
Besides Taeyeon. Congratulations, well deserved. I mean, my goodness.
Yay!
Woo. So
we don't sound enthused at all.
Well, I'm also trying not to. I'm not trying to disturb anybody, and
I'm not trying to peek my microphone.
Yeah.
But you can share in our excitement too. Join us on Discord. Have fun with us there. We're always roasting on Oren and fangirling over all these different videos that release every day. So.
Yep.
Yeah. You guys got anything else you want to add in?
I mean, go ahead.
Go watch all the MVs. Stand SAS.
Please.
And we will see you in the next one. Yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Click the bell notification if you want to see more from us in the future. Don't forget to join our Discord where we talk about everything. We have a Twitter. Go follow our Twitter. That's where we'll post a bunch of stuff and where we fangirl as well.
Yes.
So, this has been Idol Stand Nation. We will see you later.
Bye. All right.